Goldilocks, aka Tuesday, aka Tuesday, Tammy Tuesday, Tammy Tuesday May. Um, as you can see, I ended that last live because it was like 30 minutes. So I started the new live because this is what I found. I found this, and hopefully we can all reconnect or what have you on this one. But again, I'm Goldilocks here in Bangkok, Thailand, and Sumaram Hambi Airport. A lot of people starting to flow again. I'm back. I just started it up fresh because I want to talk about real quickly that I'm trying to get 2 one-way tickets to an English-speaking country, and I've been finding that the tickets are running like anywhere minimum 2,000 each, which is way too much. Because it's like, I don't know if it's over 40,000 baht. I think it said like 56,000 baht. So when I Googled it, I'm like, that is way too much. So what I did was, I found through Google Flights, y'all can Google it, Google Flights, Bangkok, Thailand, Sumahamba Mambi Airport, whatever the name, however you pronounce it, here, and flying into Mauritius. It was like 810. So I'm trying to raise $810. Or if anyone has frequent flyer miles, that can donate to be able to purchase the tickets one way. And then when we get there, land in Mauritius, then from Mauritius, which is on the other side of Madagascar, into South Africa, and we take the South African Airlines from Mauritius into South Africa. That ticket for the both of us was 910. So, and that's way cheaper than 56 and 65,000 baht for the both of us, which that started being like 4,000 and something. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. That's way too much. I didn't pay that much coming here in the beginning and come flying here. I paid like 1,500, 757. No, it was 780. Yeah, 1,600, somewhere in there. And just to get here, and this wasn't my destination. It was actually Vietnam. So, and I paid out more tickets to go to Vietnam, but they could keep denying us the board like they did Jalen. Hopefully Jalen made it home because I haven't seen him, so I'm sure he made it home. Because he was trying to get me to get his bot, but I told him, tell them upstairs, the green machine is not letting you get no bot. Can they just charge your card? You know what I mean? Hey, Drake Jasper. Run to the store. Run to the store? All right, Drake. And you can't be the Drake to be rapping, right? You goofy. Yes, you are. And it's cool. It's all good. Because maybe I need a good laugh. Oh, God. Run to the store. They do got some stores in here, 7-Eleven. And I don't know why 7-Eleven. The way these people shop. Well, anyway, I don't want to get distracted. I don't want to get knocked off. Drake is tripping. Are you serious right now? What you mean? Serious? Are you serious? That's an open-ended question. Are you serious right now? Yeah, 7-Eleven is all throughout Thailand. I don't know about the Philippines. I ain't never been to the Philippines. I can only speak on Thailand. They got 3 7-Elevens in this airport. And they serious about their 7-Eleven. And I can't speak again for the Philippines, although I heard the Philippines do speak English. It is an official English speaking. But I can't be in Asia. It's a no. I got to head where I can get some shea butter. And where, there's different behaviors and stuff. So, it's a no. But anyway, yeah, the Philippines, I'm not rocking there. Some dude said he was going to the Philippines. But he said he was only going to be there for about a week. And then he was heading to Singapore. And then coming back to Thailand. And then I guess going back to the United States. But everybody's here all over the world. You know, I've met a lot of wonderful people. If you're new to my channel, I'm Goldilocks. I am an official DJ, VJ. That's my line of work. That's what I do. Music, dancing, art, and I draw. And you can check out a lot of my artwork on my posts, as well as if you want to check out any of the shorts or the lives. I haven't made a video in a while because I can't, for some reason, my channel's not uploading any of my videos. So it's not on me, it's YouTube, so whatever they're restricting. And I noticed they're delaying all my lives too, so my full lives, and just posting up a bunch of shorts on that. But I want to thank each and every one of y'all, and I appreciate you listening and tuning in. And again, we can finally, you know, if you can donate to my Cash App, it is on my Goldilocks channel, and you can see what the cash tag is. Also, even better, if you have some frequent flyer miles, you can donate. You know, that works just like cash money. So the objective is, you know, you're making a bunch of movement back there on my head, like, bruh. And these people funny too, because you realize, like, in Asia, they don't care about no personal space. Your space and my space is our space. Even if we got to go to outer space, we're going together. You know, in the United States, they're like, give me my room, my 6 feet, or, you know, give me my length, you know, my hand length, like, back up. But here, they'll come and sit on your lap if need be, and everybody kumbaya with it. And I'm like, wow. So it's been like, you know, different cultures, and I respect it because, you know, everybody loving and kind with it. They're not nasty, they're not mean with it. So, and, you know, these is the kindest police officers and the kindest military I've ever ran into. They be going, sit, wait there. They be making demands and commands, and you walk up on them. Then if I act American on them, like, what we doing? You got my badge, you hold me up, what are we doing? Then all of a sudden it's, everything's okay. You know, it just trips me out. Like, so, you know, if I bring on some heat, which I can do that, you know how we do in America. If you want to take us there and you keep pushing the issue, I can go there. That's not where I lay, though. That's not my resting, you know, place to be walking around with a chip on my shoulder. I'm not like that. I'm a loving person, a caring person, like the dude right there, this dude here. You know, he asked me for some food. So I had an extra $2, and I went and bought him some rice and a thing of water. And I don't know what's going on with dude, but I understand, I empathize. You know, it's not me to judge. I don't know his background. I don't know him. 9 times out of 10, I'll probably never, ever see that man again once I leave. So, you know, he's somebody's child. He's definitely a child of God. I didn't create him, you know. So, you know, I just respect people, you know. And if I'm able in a position to help, well, you know, I do that. You know, when I had loads of cash, and I got receipts to show the cash in my hand by 10 grand worth, then I help people accordingly. If I see a brother on the street or somebody on the street, and I'm like, you know, they like, you know, can you help me out? I'm like, here's a couple $100. And also, when you're gonna be here, I'll go back to my job and load up on food and bring you some food. Because I used to work at a family buffet. I ran the front end. I wrote a book called 10 Tips to Big Tips, but I took it off of Amazon because they was just stealing my information and giving it to everybody and not paying me. So I'm like, I'm not, you know, I have skills and ability that I've been doing, and God has blessed me with. And, you know, certain things I do have to, you know, be able to make a living off of that. You know, if I have, you know, certain skills and abilities, you know, and if I put it in a book, I expect to get paid like anybody make a book. So, but if you with me and you working side by side with me, you gonna get all of that free. You know, I could easily say I got an extra copy of the book just to cop my book for. Give me $10, here's the book. And by the time you leave tonight, you're gonna have $500 in your pocket. I could easily say that, but if you working with me or something, I'm like, come on, I got you. Let me show you what to say. Let me show you what to do. Let me show you how it's done. you know, and trust me, it's not easy. It comes with hard work. I got a very strong work ethic when it comes to, you know, how my methods are. So, and people see that. And if people are not happy, then I'm like, look, I'll buy your food. I'll pay for your food. There's no loss to you, except for maybe you being inconvenienced, and hopefully your appetite won't be spoiled for too long. You know, or I'll hand them $30 and be like, I don't know how much it cost you, $24.99 to eat at the buffet with your drink. Here's $30. You know, and they're like, I appreciate that. You know, I'm like, I'm just here to make it right. If there's anything going on, and if it's in my environment or in my power to right any wrongs, I'm going to right that, because when I go home, I'm going to sleep good at night. And I'm going to thank the Father, because I got a source of income that make me good money. I'm from Ohio. I'm born and raised in Ohio, but I was staying in Memphis for a minute. But last year, in 2024, I was working in Vermont. And before Vermont, I was working in Branson, Missouri. I don't know if y'all know anything about Branson. I was in Missouri. And then after I left Missouri, I went out to Myrtle Beach and worked. They wanted me to take unemployment, but I said no, because I'm a type of person, I gotta move. I'm not accustomed to just sitting. I don't like sitting. I like moving my body. So I told them no, I won't take the unemployment until work start back up. If anybody knows anything about Branson, Missouri, you know what I'm talking about. So I ended up going out to Myrtle Beach and working, and it was a lovely experience. And then I've been all over the United States. But specifically to answer your question, I am born and raised in Ohio, and I was temporarily staying in Memphis, which is a whole nother monster. I feel so sorry for anybody living in Memphis. It's, you know, I'm gonna leave that right there. Anyway, but right now here in Bangkok, Thailand, excuse me, it's 9:30 at night, 9:30 a.m. for y'all. Y'all got the sunlight on y'all. Since it done set here and went down. It's dark out. You can see people still moving, still grooving. You know, taxis and buses moving. There's some big charter buses too. And then they got little tiny buses, they got double Dutch buses, they got city buses. They got a lot of people on scooters and stuff. Cause see, I haven't really been out there on the street. I'm like, no, this was not my destination, so I didn't research it. And then since my phone won't download no apps, I can't get the latest apps that a lot of these people are using. Cause see, that's another thing that they drain me. Like, cause they told me, oh, don't worry about it, just get everything and buy. And every time I took money out the green machine, it was charging me $11 withdrawal fees. $11, you know? And I'm paying for everything in bot, thinking, oh, they got me. They looking out for me. Yeah, right. And I'm seeing the money fast going down. I'm like, you know, something ain't right. And it's all wrong rather quickly. And especially once we took the train and then we got down to up to Lan Khai at the border, and then they started all that fiasco, and then we had to take the bus back. I would not wish it on my own enemy. It is not right. So don't none of y'all do none of this. Don't come here and land in Thailand to do nothing. If you got to go to Vietnam, next time if I ever have to decide to come back and go to Vietnam, I'll just fly directly into Vietnam. I'm not going to take and look at, you know, because a lot of the airlines, they'll be like, well, we'll be making a layover here, and then you'll be back on the board another plane to go here. Don't do that in Thailand. Don't do that at all. Because they're going to try to milk you before you get where you need to go. They're going to milk you. Some way, some fashion, form, style. They're going to try to get something out of you, even if they got to make it up to get it. So, and that didn't shout out to Abu Dhabi. They was good to me. I had a 2-day layover there. And they put us in a nice hotel for 2 days. We took hot showers. They fed us good. They paid for dinner. And Etihad is their airline. And their airline fed us good to the point like I don't need nothing else. You know, I'm gonna get sick up on in the air eating all this food. It was a no, as far as like overeating. So that's how good they feed you. And shout out to Abu Dhabi because they treated us good. They looked after us. They said if you have any problems, and we did run into 2 problems. I had 2 cab drivers rip me off, and when I got their pictures, I got receipts, and two dudes, and they was from. Come to find, I asked the 2 brothers. I'm like, where y'all from? The one dude said he was from Ghana. The other dude said that he was from, I don't know if he was from Nigeria, maybe Ethiopia. And the dudes that ripped me off, they looked at them and I said, this is the dudes that took advantage and took us out the city and then charged me like $37 versus $3. The hotel was saying you're only $3 away, a $3 US ride. And he took us further out. Then he wanted to argue. I'm like, look, I don't got time to argue. Here's the money. You know, just, you know, get us where we're going. And it was at the wrong place. But what I admired is the fact that the airlines, Etihad and the hotel we were staying, paid the 2 guys. They paid because they tapped me out. I'm like, I'm not getting no more money. It's over. You know, they stole y'all money and they got their money and they took all of y'all money too. And I'm like, so the guy was like, it's all good. You took a picture of them, we'll show them. And they took a picture on their phone of everybody that ripped us off. And I come to find out they were from Pakistan. They were, they said they were Pakistanians that ripped us off. So Pakistan, y'all need to get right. Stop, you know, doing dirty business. Taking money from other people knowing that you know very well what you was doing. So that's the only issue that I had in Uzbekistan. It wasn't nothing like here. Nothing. Thailand got issues when it comes to this setup. How you gonna have us sleeping in your airport? I wouldn't even want nobody, excuse me, in my airport for 2 and 3 and 4 weeks. Like some girl just left. She just left like an hour ago. She slept here for 5 days. No, 8 days. And then the dude that I helped with the food, he said he was, for a little food money, he was here for 5 days, sleeping for 5 days. Like, what are y'all doing? And then I've been hearing also, outside here, they got a horrifying slum. A horrible slum. I'm like, I'm not even going to go out there and fool with none of that. I don't even want to see it. I don't care that it exists. Y'all making all kind of money in here. Go help the community out there. If I own this airport, I'd be like, all this extra money we stealing from the folks coming through here. We need to get right with our people out here. They should. Some dude was telling me, he was from England. He was like, they roaches as big as our phone. And he said, the rats is equally our size. I was like, what? I'm like, it's a no. I'm not going out there for none of that. If I wanted to do that, I could have just made a trip to New York. I'm like, I'm not doing none of that. None. I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to be a witness to it. I'm just going to ask God to deal with it and deal with Thailand for keeping it like that. You ain't your brother's keeper when you only blocks away from an airport with money, growing on trees over here. And then you got your people out there living like that. Somebody told me, a lady that left here that was stuck here for 2 months, her name was Keisha. Shout out to Keisha. If you out there, girl, you was telling me. She went out there and she said the mold, the black mold on the buildings, you will be sick instantly just driving by. And I was like, what? And she was like, she said New York's city's oldest dilapidated area or Los Angeles homeless area don't got nothing on what she witnessed out there. And I'm like, I can't, because see, I'm already soul crushed. I don't need to keep everywhere I go seeing the worst of somebody's worst while they live in a sector, their society is living good. And then you got other people out here just left hanging. To me, that's, you're not your brother's keeper. That's all I can say about that. But again, I'm doing an emergency fundraiser. I could take Etihad, but I'm not because they want $2,000 each to go one way. And that's a no. But I did find flights where there is a airline that will leave Monday on the 31st. And we can leave Bangkok and fly into Mauritius, which Mauritius is on the other side of Madagascar. And then when you leave Mauritius and pass Madagascar, you go into South Africa. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to raise the money. Hopefully, God willing, y'all can donate, or know anyone can donate, even if it's frequent flyer miles. Or if you know someone, say, yeah, I can help out, I got them. Then we need to pay for $810 to leave Bangkok. That's for the both of us. So instead of like $2,000 each to fly out, that will be $400, because $405. And the plane flies from Bangkok, Thailand to Mauritius, and then lands in Mauritius, and then we have to fly on the South African airline from Mauritius to South Africa, but that's a whole new fee. I think that's like $900, so that's a $400. But combine the $900 and the $800, basically $810 and $910. That's what, $1,720 total versus over $4,000. I couldn't find no airline that leaves here and goes into South Africa or anywhere in Africa for less than $2,000 per person, and that's one way. But I'll keep looking, of course. I'll keep looking. But if anybody got any frequent flyer miles and you can buy tickets with it and put our names in there and our passport information, so we can board the plane and leave here, I would be so grateful, because I am over this. You know, we landed here July 26th, and I bought tickets to go to Vietnam. We were denied boarding, and I'm standing there like, and she going, you're gonna have to buy again. I'm like, I just paid y'all. What do you mean? And then I'm like, any other way to travel to Vietnam? Then she was like, take the train. We did that, got ripped off. And then got down there, went through that ordeal, got ripped off. All of the taxis is ripping me off because I don't have the Grab app. And I can't get it because this phone is not downloading nothing. And I was going to buy new phones when I got to Vietnam. But that budget got sucked up by this airport. And they fees. And then they tried to run game on my passport, which I just schooled y'all about. Like, because when we left out of Nang Khai, Thailand, and went into Laos, they said we left July 27th, which was true. But then when Laos wouldn't let us come through to get to Vietnam, then we had to come back in, so they stamped voided on it. So when I was showing her our passports, she said, oh, you and your son, y'all owe us $650 each, because y'all passport was stamped, y'all left July 27th. I said, no, it says void. It has VOID across that. So it says we have the original stamp that we are legally in this country until September 26th. We don't owe y'all not a dime. And they was trying to get $650 out of me and then $650 out of him. I'm like, y'all just dirty. Y'all just trying to keep it going. And I contacted immigration, and I took a picture and I showed them, and she said, you have them contact us. They wrong. And I said, they've been doing this. That's why I'm sitting here stuck. And I ain't the only one. All my receipts is in the video. Y'all see other people talking. They ain't making up their story, and I ain't making up no stories. And sometimes you can study all you want. Some things you're not going to know people running game on until you get there. Like the gentleman that shared the book with me, and y'all can check out the book. I posted it in the post on my channel. Like he said he went for a tour. He wanted to see some kind of statue or something. He said it was a tour, and he said that he got played because the traffic was too heavy. So the guy that was taking him told him it's canceled. So he like, well, just take me to the buffet. He did a cruise buffet. So he said he did the cruise buffet. He said that came out wonderful. He said it exceeded his expectation, the giant buffet on the cruise. And he said actually he got some good pictures what he was going to try to do with the man. But he said he paid for all that, and the part where the man was supposed to take him to the tour, to tour the facilities, was canceled. So he said he went on, Abe, and if you out there, if you see this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you telling me this. And he said that he got on the cruise and he had the buffet and it was perfect. And he said he got all the pictures that he was wanting to get. So that worked out for him, what he paid. Now, he did say what was also wrong was the hotel. He said they sent him pictures of how beautiful it was, how wonderful it was. And he said he went on and paid, right? He said when he got there, it looked like a jail cell. And he said it was time. He said it wasn't sitting right. He was pissed. He said, but he was too tired to argue. He said, so he passed out. But he said the next day when he got up, he had me rolling. He was like, I went down there and told them, refund. And they was going, what you mean? He was like, I'm calling my credit card right now because there's going to be some refund because I'm not staying here another night. So they be selling you stuff that's not true. And, you know, you can do all your research you want until you show up in person and by now it is what they say it is. That's when you know it is what they say it is. You can do all the research, but when it's time to show up, show and prove what we say back in home, you know, you want it to be legit. Like what you was sold, you want to have it just like how it was sold to you. And that's happened to me. Like when I moved to Atlanta, these people was going, yeah, our apartments look like this, and this, but you got to put a deposit down or whole fee. I'm like, all right, because, you know, you trying to, you know, take care of business and get things done. And, you know, you're trying to put trust in people. And then when they run game on you, you're like, oh, when you show up, like, oh, no, this is not. And, you know, they got your money. And you notice that they running game when they always be saying non-refundable. That's a red flag. You be like, nah, I need my situation to be refundable. If not, then get the insurance, you know, backup insurance, just to make sure. And sometimes I've bought backup insurance and they didn't even come through. So you can be trying to cover all your bases and things don't fall accordingly, you know. You'll learn as you go. And, you know, it's twists and turns. And then, you know, you're very blessed and fortunate or highly favored when you know that when you get to where you're going, or, you know, somebody sell you something and you go, okay, this is legit, this is cool, it's my money's worth, then you know, these people are the ones that you're going to definitely say, look, I'm going to tell everybody. You know, word of mouth marketing. They did right by me. It was wonderful, and it was exactly the way they said it was, and it was worth my money, every dime and more. That's how you want to, you know, roll. That's how I want to roll. All right, y'all, I'm going to end this right here. And I'm going to jump back on later. Y'all have a beautiful rest of the day. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. If it's not Happy Friday you're there yet, or if it is, Happy Friday. And I love y'all. And have a wonderful day. And thanks for hanging with me. And again, I'm doing a fundraiser to try to get money to leave here Monday. So if you're able to donate, please do. It could be to the Cashapp, which is on my channel. Or if you have, you know, frequent flyer miles or frequent points, that will, you know, help buy tickets. That would be a huge blessing, and that would do the trick too. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for being there for me. And leave any messages y'all want. I'm here, and I'll eventually get to it whenever YouTube will let me answer. Sometimes it doesn't pop up, the box for me to communicate immediately back. I have to wait. But other than that, I will see y'all. I love y'all, and have a wonderful day. And make sure y'all smile, all right? Peace, love, light, and protection all over you. God keep you. Elohim. Amen. All right. See y'all in a minute.